Straight ahead on the Valley today, a tough fire to fight leaves behind massive damage and many broken hearts this morning.
A suspected trespasser is in jail, and prosecutors are sorting through the details to determine if the homeowner who shot at him could face charges too.
Also ahead, a tense 11 minutes as a North Dakota mom holds a peeping Tom at gunpoint to protect her family. But first, there is a big change happening today for kids at Fargo Public Schools. They no longer need to wear that face mask on elementary playgrounds or during outside physical education activities anymore. That mask requirement will be dropped entirely on June 7th, making them optional.
Fargo school officials are also suspending its Smart Restart plan starting June 7th, which means schools will no longer implement all COVID-19 specific mitigation efforts. NDSU is also gearing up for a mask optional policy this summer. The new policy will go into effect on June 6th, but masks can still be mandated in classrooms by individual teachers and in the campus health center.
There is no damage estimate yet this morning for that massive fire at a South Fargo strip mall, but it will be a high dollar figure. Flames, they ripped through the South Point Business Park along 32nd Avenue, and it took crews from every fire department in town to put it out.
The fire left behind a huge pile of rubble and many businesses and organizations without a place to go this morning. The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live from the scene this morning with the latest. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan and Lisa. As you can see, there is a lot of damage estimate and aftermath out here as we've been out here all morning covering this. And as we show you a little closer to the scene, the fire was, of course, stopped at the firewall in the middle of the building, but flames followed utility ducts to a mechanical room beyond that firewall. And even though it's going to take a couple of days to let you know the cause of this aftermath, we can show you on scene what we are seeing. If you just look at just Gigi's playground, you can see the roof is gone. You can see that it had caved into the building. Some of the windows had to be knocked out, so they were able to use the hose to knock out that fire that was inside of that building. And it's just a sad sight to see on that side. But as we pan right to the right, you'll see this used to be the Body Works physical therapy place, but you can also see a lot more burn damage at the top. The roof is gone, just like at Gigi's, but the front of the building, all that rubble is in front, blocking that way, and you can also see the different yellow caution tapes around it as well, just showing that it's not deemed as safe. Now, this fire reportedly started in the attic of Body Works, which does explain the collapsed roof, and a fire of this magnitude provided many challenges for firefighters, like gaining entry to battle the flames that were inside, which makes it an even bigger role when battling these blazes.
The way they are constructed can add to a very rapid fire growth, which this one had a pretty rapid fire growth from the time of ignition till the time we got on scene.
Now, this did require multiple fire crews to come out here, including Moorhead, to put out this big flame. Also letting you know that it took 100 pounds of equipment to be able to put this out as well. You can see with the different water areas in this parking lot, just to show you how much work they put in. Now, hotspots is still a concern for these firefighters, so they're continuing to monitor this area, and we'll continue to update you with the latest.
Devastating to look at the aftermath of that strip mall for sure this morning. Brian Sherrod reporting live. Thank you.
It is now 6:52 on this Wednesday morning. We want to get a check of that forecast, and Lisa Green here in studio this morning. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. It's great to be back, and it's on a really great day, so I'm happy to be talking about that today. Here's a look out at the Dakota Winds Golf Course at the Dakota Magic Casino down in Hankinson. Nobody out on the links just yet, but it looks like a pretty good day for it. We've got beautiful weather. Make sure you're wearing that sunscreen. Lots of sunshine ahead of us today, and maybe a little wind that might affect your game here. Here's a look at our conditions right now. 40 degrees in Fargo, sunny skies. It's 36 in Grand Forks, 42 in Thief River Falls, 30 in Bemidji. That's the one spot that has been in the freezing range. Everyone else has been above freezing today. 43 in Fergus Falls and Devil's Lake. Checking in at 45 degrees. Nice to see these temperatures starting as mild as they are, and we'll add to that as we work our way through the morning hours and into the afternoon. All thanks to our weather coming from a different direction out of the south in general. The wind's not that strong, but it's just enough to keep that air moving in, that warmer air into the valley. Where we have those calm reports, that's where temperatures are cooler, especially in Bemidji this morning. So clear skies, lots of sun. We've got the rain showers in western North Dakota, which is great news for them. It's not very heavy, but we'll take whatever we can get during this drought, especially in that part of the state where it's been so bad. It's extreme drought for many places, and some of that does edge into our western viewing area. And that's right where we may see a couple of showers here today, and better bets for us to see a little bit of rain scattered to isolated tomorrow. So out at the bus stop, expect lots of sun for the kids. This morning, they may still want that jacket. Temperatures are still in the 30s and 40s. But as we head into the afternoon, we'll be getting back into the 60s to 70 around 3 o'clock. Still in the 60s in Fargo, but I do think we have a really good shot at seeing 70 degrees today again, finally, after some cool weather lately. Winds out of the south and at times gusting into the 20s, so a little bit breezy here for us for today. Now here's a look at your 7-day planner. Into tomorrow, we'll see that chance for an isolated or scattered shower, maybe a rumble of thunder too. And then Friday and into Saturday, we could still see a couple of showers pop up, but overall more on the sunny side to partly cloudy. Sunday's our best chance for more organized precipitation and some measurable rain, but every single day in this extended planner, upper 60s to some low 70s. We've got some beautiful spring weather ahead.
Just enough to make you real excited this morning. I already have all these plans to go outside this afternoon and get some stuff done, even just enjoy the sunshine. So loving it. Lisa, thank you.
Cyber attacks that shut down the Colonial Pipeline are raising questions about the long-term reliability of the Dakota Access Pipeline and Keystone pipelines in North Dakota and Minnesota. DAPL has a similar operations center, which leaves them vulnerable to the same type of attack. So the company is taking precautions to strengthen infrastructure so they're not susceptible to attacks.
The North Dakota Mineral Resources Director says the current gas shortage on the East Coast is not expected to extend to North Dakota, although he expects to see some temporary gasoline price increases. North Dakota is also receiving interest from eastern states about oil and gas supplies that would need to be moved by rail to alleviate the shortages. And the frenzy for fuel has started in those southern states after that infrastructure cyber attack. Drivers are now gassing up at pumps in the Carolinas with long lines forming at places like the Costco in Charlotte. Workers had to direct traffic as people rushed to fill their tanks.
Colonial Pipeline, whose system runs from Texas to New Jersey, transports 45% of the East Coast fuel supply. The company shut down all operations on Friday after hackers broke into some of its networks. Already, news of the shutdown has caused a rush to fill up and deplete that fuel supply at some gas stations, forcing them even to close.
One man is in jail, another under investigation after that shooting in North Fargo we told you about yesterday on the Valley Today. Police responded to a call about a suspicious man and a vehicle in the 1200 block of 49th Avenue North around 10 Monday night. 41-year-old James Meyerhofer was then arrested for DUI and fleeing.
Deputies say the homeowner, 42-year-old Joe Larson, fired several rounds at Meyerhofer and his vehicle, but didn't hit him. Cass County State's Attorney Birch Burdick says he hasn't been able to look at the case yet, so it's unclear if Larson will be charged in the shooting. Burdick says, well, North Dakota's new Stand Your Ground law doesn't take effect until August 1st. He could choose to apply it to the case, but he says doing so would be rare.
If they're getting closer to legalizing something, or if they're making something a lower crime, we'll try and decide whether or how to apply that in those circumstances. How that might work here with the changes in self-defense, I really can't say.
Meyerhofer's criminal history shows a conviction for burglary, damage to property, trespassing, and robbery charges in both North Dakota and Minnesota. A Mandan mother is now asking for more serious charges against a registered sex offender who she caught on her roof and then held at gunpoint until police arrived. Heather Ferris says it was at a night that her family will remember forever.
Her 10-year-old son came face to face with a man standing outside his second-story bedroom window. And just like any mother, Heather says she jumped into action to protect her family. Ferris held the guy at gunpoint for 11 minutes.
The FBI is now investigating the death of a man whose body was found in a lake on the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa Indian Reservation near Belcourt, North Dakota. The body of 36-year-old Brandon Gonzalez of Williston was recovered on May 2nd.
Circumstances surrounding his death, are considered suspicious, but the official cause of death and manner of his death have not yet been determined. A Minnesota judge says no to cameras in the courtroom at an upcoming hearing for the former Brooklyn Center police officer charged in Dante Wright's death. Kim Potter is charged with manslaughter.
The city's police chief at the time said he believed that Potter mixed up her taser with her handgun when she shot Wright. Both the chief and then Potter resigned 2 days later. The House chamber at the North Dakota Capitol will be used as a courtroom for a pair of high-profile criminal trials this spring, in part to ensure social distancing. The trial of 2 people charged in the death last year of a Bismarck man is scheduled to start on Monday, and the trial for the man accused of killing 4 people at a Mandan business, that is set to start on June 7th. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy has set a vote today on whether to remove Congresswoman Liz Cheney from her post as the number 3 Republican in the House. McCarthy sent a letter to GOP lawmakers on Monday saying it was clear that he and his fellow Republicans need to make a change.
The move comes after Cheney repeatedly challenged former President Donald Trump's false assertions, pinning his November re-election defeat on widespread voting fraud, and criticized what she says is Trump's role in encouraging supporters' January 6th attack on the Capitol. North Dakota Congressman Kelly Armstrong is joining a South Dakota congressman to introduce the Get Americans Back to Work Act. It's a bill designed to remove the federal supplemental unemployment benefit for everyone by June 30th. Governor Burgum announced Monday that North Dakota will end that supplemental benefits on June 19th.
Let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Our question today is, when it comes to getting out of something we don't want to do, 20% of us have used this unique excuse.
Sorry, I can't go. I need to spend time with my cat. I guess that's a good excuse.
I don't know. Lisa Green, have you ever used that one at all? Maybe a little bit?
We don't have cats.
Yeah, yeah, I don't have one. But anyway, you remember you can play along every day on the Valley News Live Facebook page. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start for the Valley today. It rolls on. We have more live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming on for you right now on the CW.